guys, I'm Sam.
And I'm Lance.
And we are Love to Hate, and today we're taking a look at Daring Dust Bunnies.
Daring Dust Bunnies is a hidden identity hand management game in which you are trying to move your dust bunny as close to the vacuum without getting sucked up by the vacuum. But beware, other players can move your dust bunny as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at it on the table. All right, I have Daring Dust Bunnies on the table here. Daring Dust Bunnies is a hidden identity race game of sorts. It's not exactly, you don't want to be the first person to get to the end, but you do want to be the second person, kind of. Let me explain how this game works. As part of setup, everyone's going to be dealt two different characters, and they will pick one to be and then place the other one face down in front of them, like so. That will show a fate square and then static token bank, and that's where you're going to keep some of your tokens throughout the course of the game. In this game, everyone is going to be a dust bunny, either the pink, black, blue, green, yellow, or brown. And you're going to know that based on what tile you get dealt. And let's say it's the pink one. You keep that face down and put it on your fate square like so. You don't want anyone to see that throughout the course of the game. And for that round, you are secretly the pink dust bunny. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get your dust bunny as close to the vacuum without actually being either in the tube or the bag. Because if you're in either one of these two spots, then your dust bunny has gotten sucked up by the vacuum and you are not going to be able to score any points that round. So essentially you're wanting to get this space right here, the last space before you get into the tube. Now, that's harder to do than it sounds, because on your turn you can play cards to move any of these dust bunnies. So you're not just moving your secret dust bunny, you're moving all of the dust bunnies, and other players are going to be moving your dust bunny. So you're not really in full control with what happens to your dust bunny. Let me explain how a turn works. You're going to have a number of these move cards in your hand, and these move cards are going to allow you to do certain things, such as, for instance, move a specific dust bunny a number of spaces. So this one would move the blue one 4 spaces, and how that would look is I would play the card, and I would move the dust bunny 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And there are certain actions that are going to be on these spaces here. Let's go over those real quick. Play, if you move a dust bunny to the play space, you are going to get to play an extra card, which is good because you don't get to restock your hand until you've played all the cards in your hand. And when you do that, when you've played all your cards, you're going to get one of these charms cards, which are special things you get to do. You have to spend static, which is kind of like the currency in this game, in order to play these cards. But they let you do nice things that hopefully allow you to put yourself in favorable positions. You also have this wire of shocking here that you can spend all your static on, which allows you to move a fluff ball dust bunny backwards a number of spaces. So that's something you can do if you're ever in the Tube of Destiny. Say pink ended up down here in the Tube of Destiny. I could spend my wire of shocking to shock them backwards and get them out of that tube and keep them in the game. However, if you're ever in the bag, you are out. That is game over. That dust bunny cannot get out of the bag. They are just toast. So that's play. Move, if you ever end your turn on a move, moving a dust bunny there, you can move one other dust bunny. Can't move the one that you put there, but you can move them 1 space forward. So I might move the black here to this space. If you ever land on give, you are able to give a card to another player, and that is a good thing if you ever have this Talisman of Truth card, because if you're stuck with this and it's the last card in your hand, you have to play it. If you only have one, then you have to reveal your fate card, and that's not good because everyone's going to know what your dust bunny is. If you have both of them though, you could spin both of them at the same time to try and guess what another opponent's dust bunny is. If you're right, then they have to reveal, and if you're wrong, then that's not good because you have to reveal. Now, landing on the give space here, I could give this card to another player. That's a way to get this out of my hand, because this is not great to have if you only have one. Dump is the same kind of idea. You would be able to dump a card. And then we already covered move. There is a take action, which allows you to steal a card from another player. Now, those are the main actions that you see out here on the board, but if you ever move a dust bunny to a spot that already has a dust bunny on it, you're not going to take the action there on the space. Instead, you're going to take one static from the bank. And if there were none here in the bank, then you would take it from one of the other players at the table. This is going to go around the board playing a card, moving a dust bunny, and again, not drawing up to a new hand of cards until you've played all the cards in your hand. Now, there are some cards that involve the cat and the dog. If you've noticed that there's a cat token right here and a dog token right there. And there are cards in the game that allow you to do something with a dust bunny that happens to be in the same room where the cat is. Or you can move the cat, and same thing with the dog. You also have your player abilities that you can use throughout the course of the game. Don't forget about those, but essentially that's the game. You are trying to move the other dust bunnies into the bag, getting them out of the game, or leaving them in the dust and moving yourself closest to the end here, because once there is, let's say the brown here, once there's at least one dust bunny either in the tube or the bag, there are no dust bunnies sharing the same space, and there are no dust bunnies here on the start space. So let's say it's something like this. Then the round would be over because all the dust bunnies have their own space. There's one here on this tile on the end, and that's the end of the round. Whichever dust bunny is closest to this tile without actually being on the tile is going to earn a gold medal. So green here would earn gold. And yellow here would earn silver, and as you can probably guess, blue would earn bronze. And then everybody would reveal what their fates were. Oh, I was pink, I didn't get anything, that stinks. You have to have at least one gold medal to win the game, because you play 3 rounds, and whoever has the most gold medals at the end is the winner. If there's a tie, then you go to silver medals. Whoever has the most silver medals that also had tied for gold is then going to be a winner. If there's another tie, then you go to bronze. And again, if there's another tie, then you go to whoever has the most static left over. And that is pretty much the game. That's how you play Daring Dust Bunnies. Okay, so here's Sam and I and 2 of our friends doing a 4-player playthrough of Daring Dust Bunnies. Sam, what did you think about this game?
I thought it was very interesting. It was different because you didn't know who was who. And that was enjoyable, but at the same time, other people could be messing with your person and they didn't know that it was you. So you couldn't really take it personal, but at the same time, you could be left in the dust and be dead last. So
I see what you did there.
Yeah. But overall, it was really, really quick. It was pretty easy to understand. I thought it was a fun game. I think it'd be really good with kids as well.
See, I was thinking about this. I don't know. I feel like this is one that might be difficult for younger kids to conceptualize, knowing that their dust bunny is theirs, but yet they can't say that it's theirs.
I mean, older kids, maybe 9 and above.
Yeah,
maybe with our oldest, who could maybe understand that. So yeah, I can see how younger kids would not understand that concept.
Now for me, playing this game, I don't know. This is just kind of what was going through my mind as I was kind of thinking about this review and what we were going to say on this game. For me, I felt like this was a perfect game for non-gamers. I'm going to go ahead and just throw that out there at the very beginning.
I would agree.
Because this is an easy to understand and yet lots to kind of consider and think about on, I've got these cards. I don't want to give away which one of the dust bunnies is mine, so I don't want to, play mine to be in the best position, but I still want to be in a good position, and I want to try to put other people in bad positions. I think those are very good game thinking processes.
Good skills to have.
Good skills to have, and this game has it in spades. It really kind of walks you through that kind of thinking, which could maybe open the door to somebody who's maybe not played too many games or too many modern games to really kind of show them what modern board gaming can be like.
Lance wants to use this as a training tool for non-gamers.
I mean, maybe it could be. I don't know. But it's a unique, fun experience. It's definitely one that's going to get a lot of people at the table kind of
talking and laughing about after it's all said and done, and you realize who's who and how that person just flung the brown dust bunny all the way up to the front, and oh wait, that was my dust bunny, you did that to me, and well, I tried to get back at you by, you know, playing the pink bunny up there too, but that wasn't you, that was someone else's. Like, it's just a kind of a fun back and forth, but you're not quite sure about anything.
I think the only thing I didn't like about this game was the scoring system, because you really were at a disadvantage. I lost the first round dead last, and I really never caught up, not even close.
That's true. And so I'm glad you brought that up, because if there is a knock that I had against this game, it would be that. And you're exactly right. Like, you, in this game that you guys are watching, you never won a race, which if you don't win a race, you can't win the game at all. And the first 2 races, you really never had much of a chance to get first. You maybe had a chance to get third or second. But again, like we said, if you don't win a race, you can't win the game at all. So I will say that the scoring, I feel like should be reconsidered, maybe done a different way.
And I'm not even sure exactly what that would look like, but maybe points for getting, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, something different to give you points regardless of if you win or not. Maybe points for messing with other people or something.
Which is why I think if I'm playing this game with some non-gamers, I would kind of maybe start it off by telling them, don't worry about the scoring too much. You know, try to get first place, but don't worry about that too much. Enjoy kind of the experience.
And that's what I would say. We played it with 2 of our friends, and we had kids running around, and I still enjoyed the game. I wasn't able to win ever, but I still really enjoyed the game.
Yeah, because again, it's a fun way to introduce modern board game thinking to people who maybe haven't really experienced that too much when sitting down at a table to play a board game. I think that's a really cool way to do it. But again, if they go into it thinking, well, I've got to win, I'm really competitive,
then they probably won't enjoy it.
Yeah, then it might be a miss for them. Yeah. What did you think about the theme, Sam?
Oh, I thought it was cute. I mean, I really didn't, I wasn't like, oh, this is the best theme I've ever heard of, but it's something that I had never heard of, and it was cute and interesting.
I absolutely loved the theme. I don't know why.
You don't know how to clean.
Oh, come on. I feel like the mechanics in this game work so well with the theme. It's perfect. You're a dust bunny who's trying to be daring and get as close to the vacuum without getting sucked into the vacuum. And so you run across the floor, across this apartment. The cat's there and the dog's there, and you fly back and forth, and you can kind of move things back because of static electricity and that sort of stuff.
So now I'm going to use this as a training tool to teach you how to clean.
You can try that. I don't think it'll work, but I thought the theme was really cool with this. Now, on the other hand, I'm not a huge fan of the art. I wish the art was maybe a little different, but theme-wise and mechanics to go along with that theme, I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed that aspect. So, all right, ratings. Sam, scale of 1 to 10, love to hate. What do you give this game?
I think I'd give it a 7.2.
Okay, all right. I am going to give this game a 7.7. I really liked it. I thought it was a fantastic game, and it's one that I want to try out with lots of people. Try it out with just about anybody, I feel like. I think it'll be mostly a good experience.
Yeah.
So, Sam, is this one that you would recommend playing with non-gamers?
Yeah, I really would. I mean, joking aside, what Lance said, it does open up the world of different gaming concepts and things like that. So I think it would be a good one to start with non-gamers. I think it's a pretty fast-playing game. It's easy to understand. Those are all things that are going to get, non-gamers interested.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, well, there you have it.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you can get notifications of all our new content.
All right, I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.